thank you everyone for joining me. My name is Beatrice. I know I've been gone for a while, but I've been on social media for a few months now, since last year, but I'm so happy to have you in my new kitchen. Actually my new house, we moved, but it's time to celebrate, so I'm going to make some ribs today. I'm going to show you how to make a nice dry rub for your pork ribs, beef ribs, or any kind of barbecue that you want to do, whether it's chicken, ribs, or whatever. So come over here, come around the counter, and I'm going to show you how to make this dry rub for your pork ribs. I am not going to smoke my ribs like I usually do because it's been raining this morning, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next few minutes. This is Florida. We are bipolar when it comes to the weather. So I'm going to slow bake it, and I'm going to show you how to get a nice juicy rib in the oven. First, okay, here are my ingredients. You didn't get your daddy right? No? Okay. Whatever. Here are my, I'll come to you. Here are my ingredients. I have 1 cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, a tablespoon of black pepper. I was about to say black powder. Black pepper. This is about a tablespoon of garlic powder. I have chipotle, about half a teaspoon. I don't want to put too much because my kids will be eating this, but if you like the heat, go ahead and knock yourself out. I have a bit of sage. Sage is really good on pork dishes. And I have some cumin. Cumin, I don't use too much of it because it's, I don't know, for me it leaves kind of like a dusty taste, but it's pretty good if you don't use too much. I have a tablespoon of paprika, 1.5 tablespoons of salt, and about half a teaspoon of ground mustard. And we're just going to mix that all in. Alright. Now, when I make my ribs, look at me. When I make my ribs in the oven, I like to use a rack. And the reason for the rack, I'm always telling you guys, you need to invest in a rack. Rack is not just good for cooling, but it's also great for baking and getting heat to circulate your meat. Now, with the rack, I'm going to add water into the rack, and you're going to notice a difference if, as opposed to just putting it flat on the pan. Before, well, my ribs are already clean, but before I put my rub on my pork, what I like to do is remove the membrane. The membrane is this thin layer of fat underneath the rib. If you can't remove it, that's fine. If you can, yippee for you. I'm going to try to remove some of the fat. Not a lot, because fat is flavor. I'm using Smithfield's extra tender pork ribs. I got this at Walmart for $1.87 a pound, which is really good because pork ribs are usually like over $2 a pound. Now, to remove the membrane, take a sharp paring knife. Please be careful. And you're going to slip it right under that film, not the bone. If you bring the camera around, you'll see. I'm removing the membrane, not this. Don't go to the bone and lift. That's not what I'm removing. See? It should. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Sometimes it'll come off with just one swoop. Now you see how still I'm not exposing the bone. I'm just removing this piece of fat. Oh, yay! And it's off with one swoop. And there's your membrane. That's nasty. And I'm going to try to get a little bit more of the fat off. Not too much. This side is fine. And we're just going to add our rub. Now, I made this rub the other day. So I'm just going to start with this. And we're going to like lay it on real thick. I do not bake my ribs with barbecue sauce. I leave that to the person that's eating it, because this rub is really, really good. You don't need the sauce. If you like the sauce, that's cool. If not, that's fine. If you are gonna bake it with the sauce, I suggest that you wait till your ribs are completely done, or the last 10 minutes of baking. You want to add it on top and let it go on in there. It's the last few minutes. I have my oven set at 275 degrees. This is gonna take about 3.5 to 4 hours because it's already extra tender. Normally, if I'm using just regular pork ribs, it may take 4 to 5 hours. Now lay this on nice and thick. Now follow me to the oven. All right. Once I put this in the oven, let me grab my water. Once I put this in the oven, I don't suggest that you do this on the countertop, so that's why I'm doing it in the oven. You're gonna pour your water in the bottom of the pan. Just enough, but don't let it touch the rib. You just want it to have enough in the pan. I think I need a little bit more. This is going to keep your ribs nice and juicy. Without the water, your ribs will warp. And if it's just sitting in the pan, it's just sitting in all this grease. It's not juices, if you want to call it that, but it's just going to be sitting in all that stuff. You want it to be nice and not so messy. You want the barbecue sauce to be the mess, not just the juices, okay? So I'm going to check on this every hour or so to make sure my water is not evaporating. In about 3 to 4 hours, we're going to have a nice juicy rib. I'll be back. All right, ribs are out. It's been in the oven for about 3.5 hours. Rick, stop it! Hey, come here. Now I let my ribs rest for about 20 minutes so the juices won't fall out, but before I put my barbecue sauce on, I want to show you the nice char that it has. And this is the pan that it was in, so most of the water did evaporate, but I caught it right in time. Time to cut. Right, this thing is bothering me. This was at 275 for 3.5 hours. There you go. Nice and juicy. Comes right off the bone. Doesn't fall off because you want it to give it. You want a nice little pull. I'm not gonna eat this now. I'm gonna pair this with. I'm gonna make a corn casserole. I'm gonna pair it with corn casserole. Corn casserole and mac and cheese, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. So the rub was just brown sugar, white sugar, chipotle seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, mustard, ground mustard, salt, black pepper, a bit of cumin. I'll put the ingredients in the bottom in the description of the video, but thank you so much for watching. I promise I'll be making more videos. And thanks again for joining me in my kitchen. Bye.